Hey everybody, good morning. Trish has entered the waiting room. Admit the Staten group. Good morning everybody. How is everyone doing this morning? Admit, I don't know why I'm having to admit people this morning, but apparently I have to admit people. So, all right. Get the chat box up there. Howdy, howdy. Everybody doing good? I'll put this down, put that down. I'm sitting here with the lovely and talented Karen Schulte. She is, as you might have heard, taking over as tech director. She had her first tech director Zoom call, so we are really excited about all the value she's going to mute whoever that is. There you go, a little loud there. But we're very excited about it. And Karen is going to be learning. Now, she's still right now helping us with compliance as we transition someone into that role. So everybody bear with her, but be reaching out. She's going to be reaching out to you guys starting in the next couple of weeks. And she is diving in, learning as much as she can. Hey, there's Mindy. Hey, Mindy, how are you? I don't know why I have to admit all these people. I clearly did something wrong. All right. So I'll pull up my command here, and we're going to dive in. It's 9 o'clock. We'll give everybody, you know, the old rule in real estate, the 9 o'clock meeting starts at 9:02. So we'll give everybody a couple minutes to get logged on. Somebody's texting me on what they say. Okay. And of course, my computer is tragically slow this morning. Tragically slow. There you go. Well, I say there you go. So everybody been diving in to command. Be sure and use the chat. We keep everybody muted. You can unmute yourself if you have something you want to add to the group. I know Robin has been diving in hard. She had a big week this week working on stuff, running ads. We solved the problem on how to get better leads out of the ads, and we're hoping that that will work. I know we're going to check the ad we ran for last Friday, and Karen reminded me I need to share the video from last Friday, so I'm going to share that out there. All right, share my screen here. Okay, so there's everybody's chat up here. So as you can see, we are starting out in command, right? Good morning, everyone. Not as slow as JC. Yeah, that is true. The JC internet, Karen, as tech director, I'd like you to look into the JC internet issues.
Sure.
Okay, sure. She says sure. She's all over it, folks. So
just like here.
You can count on that enthusiasm every time. That's why we brought her in. All right. So real quick, we're going to go back. As you can see today, it popped up my smart plans, and we're going to talk about smart plans today a little bit, are reminding me that today it's time to send a text to Tester Dummy and a phone call with Joe Mama. So once again, if you're putting your contacts in, and oh, I have to admit those people. Hey, Jeremy. Sorry, I'm having to admit people. I don't know why. So we'll just put this down here as well, and we'll have lots of little windows. Okay. So as you can see, my smart plans are working. They're telling me this is my lead generation today. So as you meet clients, you put them into your database, you set them on a smart plan, you wake up every morning, you get your cup of coffee, you check the MLS, you open your command, and there's your list of what to do today. It's right there. It's spelled out in front of you. You can lead generate, knock it out, go capture that business, right? So we want to be getting everybody on smart plans. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. I know Trish had some questions about that, and so we're going to talk about how to add them to your library. What I want to do first, though, is I want to circle back to the campaign that we ran last week for Robin and the Staten group, and let's check it out. Now, I worked with Clark, and I talked to Matt Ford, and I figured out what I was doing wrong. And so the reason that I'm not getting leads is that I didn't use the Facebook lead capture page for the Facebook ad. I directed it to the website. Now, I did that because I didn't want leads for myself. I was trying to send them to Robin's website. So, you know, good intention, bad execution. However, you can see that just since last week, we've had 8,688 impressions on this lead, right? That means 8,600 people have seen their listing. 299 people have clicked on it. So it's generated a lot of volume. Your cost per click is 4 cents. Now, those of you that were here Tuesday, Matt Ford shared with us that he's getting a lead for about every $2.50 versus $189 per lead from a Zillow or a Realtor.com. So obviously the return is absolutely tremendous. And you know what you can do with $189. I mean, essentially what he's saying is for what he spent for one lead on those, he's getting 52 leads out of these ad campaigns. So get in there, dive in, run you an ad, see the results. Robin can attest, it's easy. She ran one yesterday. It took us a few minutes to set it up. And if you do it right, your leads captured will be here. So obviously the next time I do one, I'm going to know what to do different. Thanks to Matt and Clark Kendall for teaching me that. So, oh, did we have some chat in there? No. Okay. All right. So let's go to Smart Plans. Smart Plans Library. All right. That's where we want to go to first. So Trish, this is what I was trying to explain, but had a poor job doing it over text. If you want to be able to use Smart Plans, you need to add a Smart Plan, right? So you're going to call it My Midterm Nature. Please select the category, contacts. This is who we're going to use it on. We're going to click apply. And I've already added all my Smart Plans. But if I hadn't, let me see if I can find any that I haven't added yet. Home anniversary, maybe I haven't done that one yet. You click on these, you get it up there, you click apply, and it'll say, yeah, I've already had that done. So my home anniversary to apply, and it'll say you've successfully added my home anniversary to your Smart Plans. Now that you've added it to your Smart Plans, you can set your clients up on it. So if you're putting your contacts into command and you're trying to set them up on a midterm nurture, a quarterly call plan, right? Everybody in your database should be getting a call once a quarter, right? So everyone needs to be on a quarterly call plan. In order for you to be able to set them up on that Smart Plan, you have to go in here and add the Smart Plans that you want to your library, right? Just a reminder, if you want to set up your Smart Plans, go to your Smart Plan Kelly guide, you click on that, and it's going to walk you through how to get it all going, right? So got my information here, right? Got my lead gen form here. It's going to take you through the steps. We're going to roll through this quickly because I know we've done it before. I'm just trying to go back and touch some bases. We've got some new people involved. Make sure I'm admitting everyone that needs to be admitted here. All right. Move to the next. I can put Facebook links, etc. in there. It's etc. or etc. 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 All right. Sorry, it's the texting in me. I have my email configured. If you're using Twilio, you can configure that to send out group text. And Twilio will actually send out, communications on your behalf as part of the Smart Plan. So it'll actually communicate with you. So it can automate and do some AI conversations. All right, click continue there. And now you can add them and enable them, right? I've already got all of mine in my library. So click next. Smart Plan Guide, you have the following Smart Plans enabled. There you go. That's what I have enabled. Continue. Now I can go to designs. I can go beef up my Smart Plans by adding contacts, etc. Or I can go and do my website. Right? Now we're going to get out of this because today we're mainly going to focus on, and I know I'm moving quick. If anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to throw them out there, slow us down. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We got nothing but time to talk about this, long term. So today we're going to talk about the DocuSign stuff. Now, Karen has been testing some compliance and sending some stuff through DocuSign, right? And so we're getting a feel for how it works through. We will have .loop for another couple months. The ALC is going to meet towards the end of this month to talk about a hard date when .loop will be going away. So everybody needs to be digging in and practicing. One of the best things to do, like I always say, create a test dummy contact, create a test opportunity, run it through its paces, submit it to Karen. Just let her know so that she doesn't get confused. Hey, Karen, I submitted something through DocuSign through the opportunities to see how it all went. But it's not a real deal. I didn't really sell Mr. Test Dummy a house for $2 million, so she won't actually spend time trying to make it compliant, right? And that's okay. We don't mind that. That actually helps us here at the office get a feel for how the compliance is going to come in as well, right? So be doing some test runs. So today we're going to create a new opportunity, right? Now I used to be out of the Johnson County Market Center. Now I'm a Lake of the Ozarks guy. My opportunity type is going to be a listing. I'm the owner of it as the agent. My client, as you might guess, is going to be Mr. Joe Mama. He buys and sells a lot with me. Okay. So Joe Mama. Oh, Joe's not popping up today. Well, you know, you try to teach command one time. So Joe Mama, listing name is, we'll call it 1313 Trail Lake. And the client is Test Dummy. Oh, I just have no clients today. All right, so something is going on with my, gosh.
Select your team.
Select my team. Oh, that's right. No, wait, I can't select a team. I don't have an option. I did notice. Is that Jeremy popping in? Hey,
Yes, sir.
Jeremy, I had somebody showing me. I'm going to sidetrack here for a minute because I know you're really great at this. Tina was showing me yesterday in the settings that now there is an option for how to delegate leads that are coming in. And I had that before. Does that tell us that Command for Teams is about ready to launch? Is that what that's telling us?
Well, that function's been there. It just isn't functional yet.
Okay, so they've had the option there for a little bit, but it's just not working yet.
Correct.
But that's something that will be used for Command for Teams.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. That's what I was telling her. I said, man, that looks like a team thing. So, all right. I don't know why my clients aren't popping up this morning. So we may have to go to an old, tell you what, we'll just go to an old opportunity. So this is how you create an opportunity. You put the listing in. The opportunity part's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the document part. So I'm going to open a current active listing, an appointment here. Here's Mr. Mama's listing appointment. He was a client referral. It's a big commission. I hope I get that $9,000. All right. So this is where my information comes in, right? I have my porch here. If I wanted to get an estimate on repairs, etc., you can edit this and add all your extra client information. You go to documents. All right. Now, one of the questions that we've had is, select checklist type first. Huh. Checklist residential. There you go. Okay. So this is not where you get your documents. This is where you will add your documents for compliance. So say I was ready to submit to Karen, I would click add a file, either manually, say it's something that's in my computer or in a custom folder, or DocuSign, and it's going to ask me, what do you want? Well, okay, so in Texas, we have a termination of buyer rep agreement. So for this purpose of this exercise, I'm going to click assign there, and it's going to put that in there. Now, it's not a seller's disclosure notice, right? But this is how you add documents to it. So then you go through here, and it's going to tell you, it gives you a checklist of what's going to be required. So it's going to tell you this is required, this is required. Where I came from, we had what was called a Netris residential data input form, where you had to actually, it was like literally a printout of all the MLS sheets with boxes that you had to get your client to fill out all the information that you were putting on the MLS. It was a tremendous pain in the rear end. Disclosure of relationship with residential company, conditionally required for 210. So where I came from, we had a relationship with 210 warranty. If you were going to use 210 home warranty, you had to have that disclosure. But it was conditional. It was only required if you used them. On-site sewer, you guys have septic systems up here. It's conditionally required for use. So it'll tell you what's required and what's conditionally required, right? So you go through, you upload the required documents, and then you click submit to MC, right? It'll say, are you sure you want to submit this for review? Avoid delay in approval by ensuring all attached documents are accurate. Contact your market center if you have any questions. So obviously the compliance person likes that. They want you to double check and make sure everything is correct, right? I'm going to go ahead and click submit. All right, review has been submitted successfully. So at this point, if I was ready to submit for compliance and I had all my documents in, that's how I would have executed it. Now I can add a comment to it, right? So that she knows what's going on in the checklist. You know, I can say, hey, Karen, don't pay any attention to this. It's a test. And this way she knows, oh, okay, great, it's a test, right? So I'm gonna put that on there. All right, so where you go, and I worked with Dave Sims on this, this is why we're going through this. This is where you go to submit the documents. This is not where you go to get them, right? Is the status drop down going to say approved if she approves it?
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will. All right, good question. So once again, you go to your documents and they'll say status, uploaded, not uploaded. Once it's approved, it'll say approved, right? So right now we're at submitted, okay? And what I'll do is I'll get Karen to go in and approve my compliance and my giant commission check off that $9,000 test dummy deal and see if I can pass that through the office. Also, next week we'll circle back and see what it looks like when it's been approved so you guys can see that as well. All right, so when you need documents, if this was a new transaction that I just started, a new opportunity, there would be a black button, and I'm pointing at my screen and realizing you guys can't see what I'm pointing at. It's up here. It would say start transaction. Now, since I've already started this transaction, it says go to transaction, right? So I'm gonna click go to transaction, and it's gonna take me to DocuSign Rooms, right? Now, DocuSign is just another digital signing platform, just like Dotloop, right? So don't worry about, oh, I haven't used DocuSign. I got to tell you, before I joined Keller Williams, I used DocuSign, and I liked it a lot better than Dotloop. In fact, when I joined Keller Williams down there, I asked an agent that had a cubicle next to me, I said, hey, man, what is it that you all hate about Dotloop? Because every listing from a Keller Williams agent says, do not submit anything through Dotloop. And I thought that meant they really didn't like it. Of course, he explained to me that it creates multiple loops and whatnot. But DocuSign has some awesome functionality. One of the best things right off the top is that I can send multiple people to one email address. So if you needed me and Karen to sign something and we're sitting here, you could send both of us to mrkw@kw.com and we could both click through and do our signatures. And that's a handy thing, especially you're dealing with couples that, you know, my parents only use one email address. So sometimes finding a second email address for people can be really difficult. So the rooms, this is a room. Now a room is just a loop, right? It's just another name for a loop. It's just the file where everything is created, okay? So all of your documents are gonna be here. Your envelopes are how you send stuff. It'll have your history. You can put your people in, right? You can go into your details, and if you will put all of this information in, it'll help autofill, right? It's supposed to help autofill. Now, I know there's been some functionality hiccups here. Oh, all right. Jeremy shared something here. I'm going to open it up. Let's see what Jeremy shared. Oh, excellent. Can you guys see that? Does that pop up on my screen here? Or do I need to?
I've been in Jeremy. Jeremy and I have been practicing this. Haven't we, Jeremy?
So let me share this real quick. Jeremy, send us, because he's been helping Karen practice. Thank you so much, Jeremy. We really appreciate all your help. And see, it shows as approved, right? So he just screenshotted it. So this is what it looks like. It shows what's approved, still shows you what's not uploaded. So right there, it'll be very simple. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Good job, man. All right, how do I go back to sharing the other screen? Right there. Okay. All right. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. So you go in here, you can edit and add your people to it, right? So your documents, say I need to add documents. Now you guys are gonna have to bear with me. I don't have access because I'm not a realtor. So I can only take you so far here. I can't show you the documents themselves. Your DocuSign form library is where you wanna be. And your DocuSign form is gonna give you some options. Now I have the Texas Association of Realtors because that's what I was a part of when I got my command. And I don't have a license here, so I can't get an NRDS ID number to get a library here at Missouri. I'm going to get licensed. I'll be down there taking Matt's class soon so that I can get in there, but can't do it right now. So
can I add something?
Please, yes,
Okay.
Jump in here.
So when he showed you when you went to the ad, with the plus sign and add.
Right here.
That is where when it first comes up, it's going to ask you for your NERDS number and the association. Right now it's your NERDS number and the Missouri Association of Realtors. That's what you need to click on.
Yes, absolutely. You'll need, and tell me if I'm wrong, when we did it down there, there would be a little link that said you can find your NRDS ID number here, and you can click on it and it would pop up a side window and let you find it.
Yes.
So
if
don't
you
worry.
don't know it,
Yeah, a lot of people don't have their NRDI NRDIS, is that?
NRDS.
NRDS number memorized. That's okay. There'll be a little link there that says find it here. You go in and put your license number and your last name, and it'll give you.
So when you're
your
on the
NRDS
screen,
ID.
you'll click on where it says DocuSign form.
Right. So you click add. Now you can add from other places. You can add from your computer, right? Zip forms. Y'all have zip forms up here? That was a Texas thing. Y'all have. Connie was showing me there's another place y'all can get all the
Forms are us.
Forms are us. That would be the equivalent. I don't know if that pops up for y'all, but you get computer, DocuSign. You can also add it from Google Drive. So say you've got certain documents that you always put in every deal or things like that, or you've got something saved to your computer, you can load them up from here. Now, if you load it from your computer, it knows you loaded a piece of paper. It doesn't know what it is, so you'll have to assign signature boxes where they go, things like that. If you're pulling in from the DocuSign library, it will know what you're pulling in and know where you're supposed to sign it. So obviously, like I said, I can't go in and pull. This is what it'll look like for you guys, right? So it'll say MAR,
Right,
Missouri Association of Realtors, and it'll have some different documents. I have the Texas documents, so don't let my document names throw you off. So addendum for property located seaward of the Gulf Coastal Waterway. Y'all probably don't deal with that.
Not really.
Okay, yeah, because y'all aren't really at the Gulf Coast. All right, so let's say I was doing a deal down there and I needed it. I would click add that, and I also need an addendum to reserve oil, gas, and other minerals. Do y'all do that up here, mineral reservations?
No.
Minerals convey with the property when it sells?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, down in Texas with all the oil drilling and
Oh,
gas
yeah,
drilling,
you got it,
that's
yeah,
a
I
huge
get it.
thing. Realtors get their rear ends sued off if they don't include an addendum to reserve
Gotcha.
it. Their sellers lose their minerals, and oh man, that gets
Everybody's
expensive.
upset.
Oh yeah, that gets real expensive. And an addendum regarding lead-based paste. So I'm gonna click add. Successfully added all the selected forms, and there you go. Now they're in my room, right? So now, if I wanted to fill them out, I could. I can go to my addendum for reservation of oil, gas, and other minerals. And it's going to give me boxes that I can fill out, right? And I can say the seller reserves all the minerals. People texting me during this thing makes my computer make noises. That's my old MCA from Johnson County texting me about Fairmont Union. Seller does not reserve any implied service rights. That means they can't drive back on your property once you buy it, et cetera, et cetera. So it's very easy. I can put my address in here, 1313 Mockingbird Lane. You know what house that was, Karen?
Yeah, so it's the month.
The Munsters, that's right. So, oh, I hit a slash there, sorry. All right, so other actions, right? I can go through and do some stuff, or I can just save it and close. I'm gonna save it and close. Oh, I could have hit the little button up here too. You can create templates. So if you got documents you use all the time, you can go in and create templates and have them ready to rock. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this to somebody for signature. So I check, if you noticed, when I scroll over them, a little circle comes up. So I check the box, right? And when I check the box, here comes some options, right? I can move it, I can email it, I can send it for DocuSign, I can archive it, or I can unarchive it, right? So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it for signature. So I'm gonna click DocuSign. Now, say you click DocuSign and realize, oh no, I need to add something else. Well, no problem, just click here. It'll give you the other room docs, and I can say, oh yeah, I need to send that addendum for property located too. And it'll bring that in, okay? This is what it's gonna say. It's gonna say, please DocuSign. Now I gotta add recipients, right? Because I don't have my pre-fill done. So I'm gonna click add recipient. I'm gonna go to email address, and I'm gonna type in, I'm gonna send this to my junk email here, Martha Martin. That's my grandmother's name, so I use her as a trial contact with my email, right? She needs to sign that she's reserving her minerals. So I'm gonna send her a little message. If I was doing it for her, hey Graham, just need you to sign this, so we don't lose your minerals. And believe me, my grandmother, she gets all uppity about her minerals. Every time we ever did anything for her, she says, what about the minerals? What about the minerals? I said, yes, ma'am, we reserved them. Don't worry, we got your minerals. She loves her some oil and gas minerals, kind of like Granny Clampett, right? So, all right, so there you go. That's it. I'm going to send that to her for signatures. I'm going to click the next button. And it's thinking. Right. I think it's thinking.
It needs to sign.
I know, it's going to
Right
need to
here.
sign. It's waiting for
It's
DocuSign.
just, yeah,
Well, we're waiting for DocuSign. DocuSign is
it's sleeping.
sleeping this morning. There you go. Thank you, DocuSign. They're in California. They don't start work until this time. All right. So what do I need her to sign? Well, I need her to sign this. So I'm going to drag a signature field over here. Boom. And I'm going to drag, she's the seller, not the buyer. Right. I can format it, etc. Right. I know Robin was talking about not liking the font yesterday. So if you don't like the font, there's a chance you can go in there and change that. I'm going to come down here. I need a signature for her on the seller side as well. And there you go. That's it. Now, recipient preview, right? So I can click on it and see what it's going to look like when she gets it. It's going to look like that on a computer monitor. It's going to look like that on an iPad. And it's going to look like this on an iPhone, right? So it gives you a chance to preview all the different ways it'll look, right? And then I'm going to click send. And there you go. Simple as pie. In fact, I'll pull it up here. I just got an email. I heard it ding. So she can pull it up right there on her phone. And Martin Richardson sent you a document to review and sign. This is what it's going to look like for everybody. It just pops up right there. Review documents. I can't encourage you enough. Send one of these to yourself. It shows the email. Hey, Graham, just need you to sign this so we don't lose your minerals. She checks, I agree to the electronic signature. Big yellow button says start. She clicks start. She touches the signature spot. She can draw her signature or she can select a style. All right, so I'm going to select a style, adopt and sign, and boom, and boom, and click finish the big yellow button, and she's done. Just takes a couple seconds. DocuSign comes back and emails me, lets me know that she did it, right? So send yourself one of these. If you send yourself one of these, then you know what your clients are getting, and it removes that fear. You know, so many of us, myself included, as agents, the one thing we don't want to do is hack off our clients. And I hear people say, well, I'm afraid to do this because I don't know what it'll look like. What if I mess something up? Send it to yourself first. Once you're comfortable with it, then you'll have more confidence sending it out to your clients. Does it work better with the phone app like Dotloop? I think it does. I am buying a house up here, and I have done all of my documents from the lender have been via DocuSign, and Pam and I both have used our phone to do everything. And it's, I mean, literally all of them, all the signatures, and it's been great, right? So I find that it works great now. I have not even tried to do one via email in a while. I would think it is not terribly hard, but yeah. And most people, you know, Trish, that's a great question because most people are going to be using their phone, right? That's where it's all going, guys. I mean, I do, like y'all, 90+% of my digital life, I do it here. I do my banking here, my emailing, my texting, my Facebook messaging, you know, my appointment setting, everything right through here. So it works really great on the phone. It's a very clear process. I encourage you guys to go back and use that. So now, if I wanted to go back to my dashboard, right? My dashboard will show me all of my rooms. These are all the different test rooms you can see I've done. It'll show me new rooms I've got, right? So Grant was a tenant. This was one of the last things I did before I left Johnson County. It'll show me the signing activity, right? I can add new documents up here. It'll show me if I have any new messages, right? So when I go back over here to my command documents and I go to add a document to something and I say add a file from DocuSign, now it pulls up all the different stuff I've added, and it tells me you can add the unsigned, you know, because sometimes you're gonna have unsigned stuff that for whatever reason never got signed, but you need to put it in the file to show that you had a notification. Or I can select my signed. So I'm gonna select my signed this, and I'm gonna select my signed addendum for Gulf Waterway, and I'm gonna sign that there. And then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to put my signed minerals here. All right. There you go, right? So awesome way to submit it. Oh, we're running out of time. We're coming up on the 9:30, so they're telling me, Zoom is telling me you better get off of it. So there you go. Be practicing with it, be playing with it, be getting used to it, because I can tell you, I was at a market center where the transition finally happened. .loop went away, Command came full time, DocuSign was there, and so many people had not even hooked up their DocuSign, hadn't connected their NRDS ID number, and people that had certain names, things like that, had issues with it. So please, I'm not saying you have to start doing all your stuff in there. We'd love for you to, but at least go spend 20 minutes learning this new technology. It's going to help run your business so much better. It's going to make your life so much better. I promise. It's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's really great technology. Thank you all for tuning in. Karen's going to be reaching out, setting appointments. Can we use just Command at this point, or do we need to do both for now? Jeremy, if you're ready to use just Command, dive in. We even, commissions has now been opened up, and they're using it down in Branson, Monica said. So Jeremy, if you'd like to run everything through Command and even do commissions instead of green sheets, it's ready for that. Now, we need to not do all commissions at once, because we need to let everybody learn how to make sure everybody gets paid. We don't want to mess with the money. But yeah, at this point, if you're ready to use Command, it's ready for you to use it. That's a great question. So dive in, be using it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your attendance. You had a great month last month. Let's keep it going. Be out there lead generating. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Oh, how do I do this? There you go. End meeting.